I got hacked and I lost a lot of money. Or maybe I didn't. That's the situation currently going on over at SWISSBORG. Now, as you know, SWISSBORG is probably my favorite exchange in the entirety of crypto. You also know I'm a Solana whale. I've been accumulating Solana now for a very long time. I decided around $60, $70, I was just gonna go pretty much all in on Solana because I'm so confident that it goes to $1,000. And so I tried to do something smart. I was putting all of my Solana into Solana Earn over on SWISSBORG. And unfortunately, you may have seen, SWISSBORG got robbed of over $43 million on Monday. And so as it stands, I'm in a pretty horrible loss right now, which is why there was no video yesterday, because I was stressing. However, the situation is actually not that bad, because despite this loss of $40 million off of the SWISSBORG platform, and rubbish headlines like this which say that hackers breached SWISSBORG, which they didn't. Nobody actually breached SWISSBORG. The hack took place on something called Kiln. Kiln is like a DeFi aggregator. It's a place where you can go to stake funds and earn money. So if you've got, say, $1 million of something and you want to earn 5% on it every year, you get $50,000 a year for completely free. You can stake it. You become a liquidity provider on Kiln. Now, Kiln is meant to secure those funds, but Kiln didn't. Kiln didn't secure anything and let some random people, some random hackers on the internet steal $40 million worth of cryptocurrency. Now the hackers have got a problem. How do we get those funds and launder them onto the exchanges? That's a very difficult problem in itself, with there being so much KYC and regulation in crypto these days. The other problem that the hackers have got is all of the police that live on the internet are coming after them. This is pretty much the biggest hack that has happened this year. And I know so many people that are affected by this. It's a very unfortunate one for me. It took me out pretty good. They did a good job at it, which is really annoying. It's a big setback, but it might actually not be a big setback, because very fortunately, SWISSBORG has got the best management team on planet Earth. They're a smart exchange, and this is the difference between dealing with a dodgy tiny exchange and a legitimate established exchange, an exchange that has survived through Luna and FTX, through the 2017 bear market, which was horrendous. God, bear in mind, Bitcoin went to $3,000. SWISSBORG have survived everything, and they're going to survive again because their CEO is promising that everybody sees a 100% return of their funds. And that's because SWISSBORG has the best CEO. Cyrus is an amazing person. They don't even have to do this. They're taking profits and business earnings over the past few years to pay out this loss. So that's good for me, and it certainly calmed my fears and a lot of other people's out there. And I thought I'd start out today's video by explaining that's what's going on. Because for me, it has been a very, very stressful period of time, as it has been for Cyrus, who had a lot of money also. Cyrus being the CEO, he had a lot of Solana in that vault. Everyone else in management at SWISSBORG also had a lot of money in that vault. That particular vault was meant to be the low risk vault, which is why I was staking in there. And ironically, the medium risk vault didn't have any problems at all. The problem is completely on Kiln's end by not doing their proper job. And any kind of compensation that'll come out of this scenario will come off of SWISSBORG, not from Kiln, because Kiln aren't putting in a penny. But I'm actually expecting quite a fast resolution to this situation. And as news drops on it, I'll let you know, just in case you are affected by it, because I'm affected by it and I want my money back. I've got to say, I miss it. This could be a proper dampener on a proper big Sol bull run that I'm going to talk about in today's video, because the price of Solana is literally, couldn't talk about worse timing. I was speaking with Alex yesterday from SWISSBORG for an hour. I was talking about timing. I was like, man, could you not have just got hacked like 6 weeks ago to give you enough time, because the price wasn't going to go anywhere? But right now, Solana looks like it is about to light the sky on fire and fire up to $300. You got to remember, Solana Strategy, Sol Strategies, the company that's owned by Tony G, the very famous poker player that, to be honest, I've got a lot of respect for the guy. I think his company is way better than Michael Saylor's. Tony G, come on the channel, please. I'd love to speak to you. But Tony G's company, Sol Strategies, listed on NASDAQ the other day. It listed here at a price of $18, and it's currently trading at about $10 after the market has closed. So you could argue, yeah, it's dropped 50%, but I would argue it's a $233 million market cap, and these guys have way more Solana than $233 million. This could be the next big MicroStrategy runner, and it's literally just listed on the stock market. Now, this is the price of Sol Strategies, currently trading at $10.60 Canadian. You can see that it listed here at $18, and it's currently trading a lot below that, but its market cap currently is sitting at only $233 million, and we can see their on-chain balance is currently sat at $88 million. Now, I expect the price of Solana is going to double this week, or maybe not this week, but certainly in the not too short term, we're talking maybe up to as high as $400. Now, if that's the case, this is quickly going to become $160 million. And being that they're now listed listed on the stock market, it means that they can issue new shares, they can raise more capital, and they can start aggressively buying. Not like they haven't been already aggressively buying, but you'll see this aggression go up much faster, much quicker. Now they have a liquid stock on NASDAQ. And when we look at the daily Solana chart right now, you can see that we've cracked the top of this trading formation. For me, the bearish period of time is over for Solana. It needs to catch up with the rest of the market, and the target is all the way up here at the very top of this red line that we could probably line up a little bit better, to be honest, but somewhere around the top of this red line, around $400, remains the target for Solana. Something important to consider with Solana is its previous all-time high at the very start was $257. Its next all-time high was up here at $294, and we're still trading below the price that we were back in 2021 when no one actually used Solana. But now everyone uses Solana. Pretty much everyone knows what Solana is, and the ecosystem is more bullish than ever. Sure, I'm a bit light on my stack because I lost a ton of it on SWISSBORG, but I'll get that back. I have faith that they'll come through with it, and I know that the guys at SWISSBORG are taking every single possible step to return those funds to users at their own expense. So if and when we do get the money back from that, say thank you. They didn't have to, but they're doing it anyway, and it's coming at their own expense. Reputationally, it's not amazing to be a victim, but ultimately the hack didn't happen on their end, and doing what they're going to do will only further increase trust in the SWISSBORG platform. Anyway, moving on. We already got quite a lot to discuss today, so I need to be a bit quicker at it. US Congress seeks report ironing out the details of the Bitcoin reserve. That's pretty good news, kind of finalizing documentation. Binance dollar to replace the Venezuela's bolivar as inflation has hit 229%, and there are more people using it in the country than there are using their local currency. But that's no surprise because Venezuela's government is awful. Excelsior CEO is going to start his 12-year prison sentence this week. If you don't know about Alex Mashinsky, he's a bit of a twat. Enjoy your 12 years. Hopefully you don't get time off for good behavior. He cost a lot of people so much money, including quite a few people that I know. And it was all because he was running one of these Ponzi schemes in the last bull market. Tether denies Bitcoin sell-off rumors and confirms it's buying Bitcoin, gold, and land because, again, they put 15% of their profits every quarter into buying more Bitcoin, which is taking Bitcoin off the market. The largest NPM attack in crypto history stole less than $50. Now, if you don't know about this, the other day, some hackers around the world managed an incredible hack. Now, I very much doubt that one of the hackers is watching this video, but if they are, congratulations. That was honestly a really clever hack. They basically put billions of computers, infected them with malware. And that meant that if you sent a transaction off of your computer, it would replace something within the smart contract of MetaMask that then directed the funds to their wallet. Now, somehow, out of doing a billion computers and all of this, only one person fell victim to it. So they definitely lost money because hacks like this do cost a lot of money. So try again next time, I suppose. It was a really good attempt. It was actually very impressive to watch it happen live. And speaking of people making and losing money, one trader turned $125,000 into $43 million on Ethereum. Now, this is kind of similar to what I'm trying to attempt right now. If you're not familiar, at the moment, I'm trading on BLOFIN. And on BLOFIN, I'm doing a $10,000 to $1 million trading challenge. And currently, we're now sat about 800% in a profit with an account balance here, if I just click on it, of $87,979. Now, we started this about 6 weeks ago with $10,000. And if I show you the past 90 days, you can see from where we started, had a little bit of a dip down, lost 20% of it, and then it's been pretty much up only, and then a really terrible week or two, and then it's been pretty good again since. We are ultimately trading this very profitably, and our goal here is to get to 1 million. But at 1 million, will I stop? No, of course not. I'll start again. But still, we've got 10x to go on this challenge yet, and I'm not slowing down on it. And I expect this week we're going to close out somewhere above $100,000 based off of these trades that I've got open here. One of the ones that I am most excited for right now is Pump, because I know for a fact Pump is going to absolutely rip and blast past all-time highs. Now, its all-time high is when it launched at 0.06872 or something like that. And currently we're sitting at 0.005, so we're a little bit below it, but I expect to double its previous all-time high. And I've got 100K into this trade. This one trade alone might return me $400,000 if I hold on to it long enough. And of course, if you're interested in trading, check out the link for BLOFIN in today's video description, the most trusted exchange in crypto right now, if you trade on BLOFIN using the link in today's video description, first of all, you get automatic VIP, which means that you get an automatic, I think it's 25% fee discount, making it cheaper on BLOFIN than any other exchange to trade. So if you're going to trade, you may as well trade on BLOFIN because it is the best exchange. Also zero KYC. But back to this trader here. How did this trader manage to achieve that kind of gain? $43 million. The answer is they do what I do. They take a degenerate position starting out with what is essentially a meaningless amount of money to them. And then as soon as that trade entered a profit, when Ethereum was pumping the other week and it went from like 2,000 and whatever up to 4,000, all they did is kept rolling that profit into the margin and then scaling up the size of the trade. It is about the most degenerate thing that you can possibly do. They managed to get to $43 million, but by the time they took profit on it and closed the trade, it was worth $6.86 million. But anyway, important news today. Finance news, not crypto news. Short-dated treasuries are steady as traders are betting on larger Fed cuts. Now, as it stands today, the refreshed rate is 6.3% chance of a 0.5% reduction, and 0.25% reduction is sitting at 93.7% chance. That's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. It doesn't seem likely at all. But either way, either one of these is bullish, so the price is gonna pump anyway. Trump floats new tariffs on China and India to squeeze Russia, which global tension's never good for markets, really, but to be fair, it's good for America. They're making an absolute fortune on these tariffs. Speaking of America making a fortune, South Korea's in a deadlock over the $350 billion investment fund that they're meant to put into the USA, which could create more tensions between South Korea and America. This is one of those situations where they just went yes, 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 just to make the American orange man go away, and now they're kind of regretting it. And we've been discussing a lot of bearish news about China recently, but Chinese property stocks jumped yesterday on a lending boost because China's government is making it cheaper to borrow money again. China's cutting rates. That's really bullish. Something that, again, we're like back and forth on today's news. Full on bipolar news today. Morgan Stanley's flip-flop shows the speed of crisis ensnaring Milei. Basically, President Milei of Argentina is ensnared in a corruption scandal right now with him and his wife. Partly to do with the Libra cryptocurrency that they launched and then rugged. People aren't happy, but the thing is, Milei's been doing a really good job for the Argentinian economy. And this is why Morgan Stanley is a bit worried. It looks like Milei is not going to win the election in Argentina next month. If Milei does not win that election, Argentina's economy will crash. Fortunately, their economy is rubbish and doesn't contribute really at all on a global scale and won't really affect anything other than beef, which might get cheaper. Moving on, Ellison, which is Larry Ellison of Oracle, which is a giant company. He made $70 billion in a day yesterday, which puts him $20 billion below Elon Musk's net worth and probably means that Elon Musk in the next month or so is no longer going to be the world's richest man. Instead, it's going to be this fella, Larry Ellison of Oracle. Elon's only been the richest person in the world for the past 300 days. And when Elon took the crown, he surpassed Bernard Arnault of LMVH, which is the company that owns all of the Louis Vuitton and all of this other stuff. Don't waste your money on it. It's pointless. It doesn't impress anybody. It just becomes a PP measuring contest and it's absolutely pointless. NASDAQ, the exchange, the actual exchange, is investing $50 million into Gemini Exchange. Now, Gemini is raising $316 million at the moment and they're being quite successful at the raise. Again, more bullish news for crypto. Look at the exchange market. It's absolutely booming. The only thing that needs to take off at this point is altcoins. Yesterday, Apple announced the new iPhone 17, AirPods Pro 3, and Apple Watch Series 11, and everyone went meh. It looks identical to before. I think they put some photos of it on this article. It's just the same old thing in a different color with a slightly better camera. That's what it's become these days. Which is one of the reasons why Apple stock's just been suffering this year, because you can't reinvent the wheel here. You've invented the wheel. It's the best wheel in existence. You can't make it any better. The problem with that is because the wheel is so good at this point, I don't need to buy a new wheel every year. And the final two articles are about Europe, where France's political crisis is deepening and they've sacked another prime minister, and Europe's problems are mounting and it's struggling to fix them. Europe's just not going well right now. Quite sad, really. As a proud European, the decline of Europe is horrendous. And every time I go back, I think it's worse. And I think, how can I live in Thailand? Right? How is this possible where everyone here is poor? No one here has any money. And yet there's no homelessness. Everyone is happy. Everything is cheap. It's just a strange one where you can have these developed economies and they can't seem to stay developed. Anyway, now it's time to discuss the trades and the challenge, where we're long on Solana with Ethereum, Bitcoin Pump, and Fartcoin. I love the pump trade. It's an amazing trade that we're in. The rest of it, I mostly cut down by 50% last night just so I could get a good night's sleep. Didn't mean taking on some of them tiny losses and on some of them tiny profits, which is why we've got a little bit of a P&L difference here. But basically that cancels out this and we've actually left with a tiny profit. And when you incorporate all of these together, we're in a significant significant profit of about $54,000. But anyway, Bitcoin. Levels to watch on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Starting out with Bitcoin, this is the current Bitcoin liquidation heat map for the past 3 months. And if we go down onto the 1 month to get a more detailed view over what's going on, we can see that basically Bitcoin's got a ton of liquidations up here at $115,000. So we know that $115,000 up to $120,000 is a massive, attractive area of liquidity. We can also see down here a potential wick down to $107,000 is definitely possible, but unlikely. To me, definitely favoring the upside. It's got a much bigger magnet up there. And when it comes to Ethereum right now, Ethereum on the 1 month chart, ton down here at 4,100 and a ton up here at 4,500, stuck in the middle, no clear zones. When we start talking about Solana in yesterday's video, I warned you that basically we had, not yesterday, but the day before's video, we had a huge range of liquidity up here that we're likely to come up and break through because it's like acting like a magnet with all those orders in this range, and we come up and we smashed through it. The thing about Solana is we can't go higher than 1 month, so we actually don't know what's above that level. But either way, I'm so bullish on Solana. There's no way that comes down. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Starting out with Bitcoin on the 5-minute chart here, we want to get some analysis on these smaller time frames. And when I'm looking at this right now, what I'm seeing is, first of all, we have a level of resistance clearly here. We also have got a level of support about here that we're back within the right trading range of. So that's good news. That level of support dates back for a very long period of time to Tuesday, the 2nd of September, of which today it is the Wednesday, the September the 10th. So it's a long-standing uptrend is that. And for me, I'm attracted by these levels up here. Back again at 114, 115, 116. I really think we're going to come up and test those ranges, because when I start zooming out on this chart and we go to an hourly chart here and just have a look at the long term of this, as soon as we crack through this level of resistance, which is currently sitting at $112,000, target's back at 114. As soon as you crack through 114, target becomes 118. We're currently bouncing back between ranges. You can see on the VRVP at the side of the screen a big range of liquidity here, with the next big range of liquidity being kind of here at 115,500. If we start bouncing between these ranges here, it's just going to chug straight to the upside, although Bitcoin will probably suffer a little bit more than what I'd expect Solana to do. When it comes to Ethereum, Ethereum is just trading sideways. You've got to bear in mind there's so much buying and selling going on. We've formed a peak range of liquidity at these levels here, like you can see on the VRVP. The next range of liquidity is up at 4,589, which is quite significantly above the price of Ethereum right now. And can it get up there? Well, it's only 6.5% move, and it makes these moves on a flip of a switch these days. So yes, absolutely, we're probably due some kind of recovery pump, being that it's been down on Ethereum now for a very extended period of time. If we measure top to bottom right now, we're down 13% in the past 16 days, and it's been very volatile during that period of time, and we're yet to come up and retest the top of the range again recently. So I expect a retest of the top of the range pretty soon. On Solana, as I've said, like for me, this is the most clear long position that I've taken in a while. My entry, you've got to bear in mind, is a little bit lower than what you would be if you were entering here. My entries started down here at 201 when we were longing off of support. The only thing I would raise on Solana is 214. We keep tussling with it. It is a support level. If we lose 214, it's going to be back down to 207, and you lose 207, it's going to be pretty brutal and back down to 186. So you've got to keep an eye on the downside and plot these levels yourself on your chart at home. But for me right now, we're trading above all of these levels. We're in price discovery nearly, at least recent price discovery, because the last time that we were at these prices is the 2nd of February of this year. So it's been a very, very, very long time. But you can see last time we tussled with it, we got rejected, we tussled with it again, and then boom. And that's what I'm expecting. I'm literally expecting a candle like this because we have no orders in the order book in this range. This range on the order book is completely empty. So I'm expecting Solana to just blast straight through it all. And as I said at the start of today's video, we're going to discuss SWISSBORG. And if you like SWISSBORG, drop a like on this video. If you like this video, drop a like on this video. I'd really appreciate it. Let's get 1,000 likes, then I can give somebody $10,000. SWISSBORG, 26.89 cents. It's basically the same price as it was the other day. It's incredible. They were on the just about to run. I know it was just about to run because I know what's going on. It was just about to run. It was at 29 cents, and then boom, hack happens. Somebody like fat fingers $300,000 into the order book, dropping a huge amount, and it manages to affect the price by a few percent. It gets bought up immediately, sold off again, and then keeps getting bought back up. The reason there's so much confidence in SWISSBORG is doing the refund. You couldn't get more bullish on SWISSBORG right now. SWISSBORG's doing the refund. I expect some like seriously incredibly positive price action from SWISSBORG, and I don't really expect anything that's happened over the past few days to affect this bull run on this coin, and I think that's why it's held up so incredibly well. Most things, even Binance coin dumps down a lot more than that. The way that it's held is incredible. And then the other coin that I keep pointing out to you, WEEX token, which you can buy on WEEX. You'll find a link for WEEX in today's video description, and if you use that link, you get VIP 2 for completely free. free, so you get a massive trading fee discount on WEEX. But that means you can buy their token for cheaper as well. But on that note, for sure, the past 24, 48 hours have sucked balls. I have had a very, very, very stressful period of time, but that's coming to an end. The refund will be sorted for SWISSBORG, which is thankfully gonna happen, and it makes me very happy because I would have been head in hands depressed if that had not come off. It would have been terrible. So yeah, on that note, if you enjoyed today's video, drop a like on it. I'd really appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, my name is Jordan, and you should subscribe. And if you've not left a comment yet, leave a comment, because if you leave a comment, you might win $10,000 if we hit 1,000 likes. But on that note, guys, check out links in today's video description. Check out BLOFIN, check out WEEX, check out SWISSBORG. You'll find affiliate links for them all down there. It helps support the channel, and you also get discounts and bonuses and stuff for using them. So see you in a bit. Goodbye.